Once upon a time, a king made an announcement. If anyone tells me something I have never heard before, I will reward them with a golden rooster. But if I have already heard it, that person will be imprisoned. This news spread throughout the kingdom. People came from far and wide to tell the king new things and stories. But each time the king would say, I have already heard this before. And thus imprisonment became their fate. In this same kingdom there lived a poor shepherd who herded goats. He could barely manage 2 meals a day. One day he thought to himself, why don't I try my luck too? So he came up with a unique idea in his heart and went to the present it at the king's court. The shepherd thought that if I win, my fortune will change, and even if I don't, I shall at least get food in prison. So he created a story in his mind and went to the royal court. When the king saw him, he said, many wise and intelligent people have already come here, but none have succeeded. My advice is that you go back. The shepherd replied, my king, first hear what I have to say, then decide. The king agreed, and the goat herded began his story. My lord, this story goes back to when you were a young child and your father was a king of this land. My father was also a wealthy merchant who traveled across the world for trade. He owned vast lands and had great respect in this kingdom. Your father and mine were childhood friends. They helped each other in times of happiness and sorrow. One day, my father had to go to another country for trade. Before leaving, he instructed a golden flour mill to your father and said, if I ever face hardship, I will come back to reclaim this from you. The shepherd said, my father told me about this too. He said, if someone even happens to me and you are in need, go to the king and ask for the return of our deposit. Unfortunately, my father passed away. For a long time, I remained financially stable, so I never had to claim it. Later, your father also passed away and you took the throne. My situation was still fine for a while, but in recent months, my business has suffered travel losses. Now I don't even have enough to eat 2 meals a day. That's when I remembered the golden flour mill kept safely for a time of need. So today I have come to your court to reclaim it. If you heard about golden flour mill, then please return it to me. And if you have never heard of it before, then by your promise you must give me the golden rooster. The king fell silent after hearing the entire story. If he claimed he had heard the story before, then he would have to return the golden flour mill, which he didn't even possess. And if he admitted he had never heard it, he was bound by his own promise to give the golden rooster. The king looked at the young man and said, my father never told me any such thing, so you may take in the golden rooster. In this way, the king realized the young man's cleverness and happily handed him the golden rooster. The young man sold the golden rooster, bought a new house, got married, and established his business. And thus he lived the rest of his life happily ever after. The moral of the story is the wisdom and presence of mind can open doors even when the world seems closed.